Welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Today, you join us for NACE Star League Rocket League. But it isn't just any NACE Star League match. It is the official start of the playoff season for NACE Star League Rocket League, which means we are in the round of 32 currently for the Rocket League proceedings. Boise State ready to get into their first playoff match of the season against University of Cincinnati, the Bearcats. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer. I'm going to be covering all the action for you up on stage. And thank you very much, Doc. We are going to have a great time here today because this is the time for Boise State to prove themselves. Hey, let me give you a whole overview of what's going on today. We have got 32 teams in the round of 32, of course. All of them are ranked based on how they have performed during the normal season. Boise State is ranked third overall in that. They are only behind two teams. I think Akron is before them, whereas University of Cincinnati Bearcats are ranked 30th. There's just the standard way of how top-ranked teams go up against lower-ranked teams. So, Boise State, they have reason to be confident in moving on in the playoffs, but if you were to look at Boise State's regular season, there are red flags that might be causes for concern. University of Michigan didn't make it into the playoffs yet during the normal season. They scored a win against the Broncos. And then also we had a University of South Florida. Again, same thing. Broncos dropped a game to them. So it's been an unpredictable season. Boise State, no doubt, has a lot of talent. But let's hope that they can keep that talent at a steady level and not drop any games we expect them to win due to overconfidence. And one way to do that is to follow Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League, and that's to create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off the wall better, and demo to disrupt. It's all brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. And we can get ready to head on down to the field. The Bearcats versus the Broncos. The two Bs going up against each other, but only one can move on. It's playoff season, which means lose and go home. You get nothing. Do not collect $200. Do not pass go. Your season is over. And since it's the round of 32, Broncos no doubt don't want to go out this early. This is a much lower-ranked team of them, so cautious optimism, but let's not see complacency from that cautious optimism. I got the team behind me also up on stage competing live here at the Boise State Esports Arena. I got Woozy, Durtho, and Preston heading into the match as we are off with the first kickoff. Preston is going to have the ball taken away from him by D-Hacks. Ball still up for grabs in midfield. Durtho carrying it over to the goal off the front post. Woozy for a follow-up. Preston keeps it from being cleared and gets the first goal for Boise State in the blue. And this is just a very clean rotation by Preston as the third man, making sure that clears do not happen. Always having someone around that midfield mark, not to go past it, but just to make sure that clears are consistently denied. Boise State is usually pretty good in doing that and not overextending themselves. So just 20 seconds of the game. Boise State up one side with a pass over to Frick on the right side. Preston trying to dribble the ball in midair. D-Hacks takes it on an open goal and ties it up. Cincinnati tying back Boise State. Preston, I was just praising Boise State for the rotations, but here you see there's absolutely no one there. Once Preston had committed, it was a green light for Cincinnati to floor it and get the goal. 1-1 now. The first game. These playoff games are best of 7, so we've got a long way to go for here. Boise State loses. That certainly doesn't mean they're out of the match, but you want to get off on a good foot. Preston leaves it for Woozy. Woozy gets one touch on it. Now up the side of the wall. Nice demo by Preston to Frick on the front post. Follows up by Woozy with a shot in to put Boise State back up to the lead. See, Sai and D-Hex both kind of took the same angle on attack, both kind of double committed on there. Over to the side, Woozy gets an early pick onto Sai. We'll respawn in a few seconds. Frick has his dribble stopped by Durtho. D-Hacks routes the ball off to the corner. Durtho setting it up off the backboard, ready to go in, and it finds its way, and Durtho gets a goal for the Broncos. 3-1. Very nice start for the Blue. 3 minutes, 35 seconds left in the proceedings. Kickoff in favor of Preston, follow up by Sai, will push it back to mid. Woozy gets the touch. Sai and D-Hacks both kind of running into each other in their own corner. Now they have spread out a bit, but Preston denies their save. Centers it for Woozy, and his shot gets blocked by Sai, but Boise State is keeping the side control, and the pressure pushed right up against the Bearcats. Ball grounded into the far corner. Preston tries to center it. Gets denied by Sai. Woozy now gets one touch, elevation up. D-Hacks passes to Sai back in Boise State's half. Sai will move it around the corner, trying to center it up. Follow-up could be placed here onto the Broncos' goal. Dirt, though, is able to just edge out one of the Bearcats to be able to get the touch on the ball, giving Boise State the side control back. And Preston tries to put a quick shot off of Durtho. Actually looked like he was going for a pinch play there down onto the ground. Didn't quite find it. Broncos still lead by 2. Sai pushes it off to the corner. Durtho wins the 50, keeping the side control of Boise State, but wasn't able to put a shot on goal. Sai and Frick, just getting to it right before Durtho did. Preston has control, will push it back to mid. Durtho up the side, will take the pass, moving around the corner. Moves into center, but with Woozy Demo, that follow-up opportunity taken away by the Broncos. All things being considered, though, the Broncos still in a fairly comfortable lead of 2. We've hit a bit of a dry spell in terms of goals after that explosive first minute. Frick grounds it, Sai moves in, off the front post, no one there to follow up. Boise State will take that, and Durtho, look out here, off the backboard and down, dumped into the goal. Boise State finds another one. That was just pixel perfect. You could not have asked for more of a graze between the crossbar and that ball. Going to be Durtho's second of the round. Each of the Broncos has gotten in on the offensive action, each scoring a goal for themselves. Preston off the wall. Rick ready to take it. Woozy blocking. Ball high in the air. Preston back toward mid. Durtho up the side with a dribble, getting ready for a flick, a pop, and it... if that ball had gone in after he left it, that would have certainly been a kind of an ironic goal for Cincinnati. They take Durtho off the ball, but the ball keeps rolling in the same general trajectory. Durtho still finds his goal, though. A triple, a hat trick for Durtho. Emiliano Flores finds a nicely aimed shot down into the dead center of the goal. 5-1 now for Boise State. Woozy gets some good control off the kickoff. Rick tries to dribble, Preston reads it, gets a touch away from him. Sai trying to regain control. Woozy wins the contest, keeping the pressure up onto Cincinnati. Puts it over the goalie, but not quite into the goal. Wasn't able to get the final touch in. Durtho putting another one on the goal, follow up by Preston, blocked by D-Hacks, back up into midfield. D-Hacks was Sai in the passing lane, Sai a give and go, and a no from Woozy. He blocks it. Durtho, nice redirect back toward Bearcats' goal. Preston around the corner. Ready to head up the field with Woozy in tow. The Woozy gets demo, so now it's up to Durtho. Plays it off the front post. Both of the Broncos too far back to follow up, but I also see they don't want to bite off more than they can chew. We'll play it cautious, and they have a 4-goal lead, which certainly don't disagree with them in that scenario. Playing for the win condition, just holding off the Bearcats for the time being. Even if a goal is scored like that, there is still ample time for the Broncos to recover. .23 seconds left in this match. Preston, D-Hacks up the side of the field. 10 seconds left, but with a 3-goal lead, nothing really much can be done. Boise State will end this one in a very comfortable driver's seat position, even with one more field goods goal by D-Hacks. He'll pick himself up a hat trick. There's only 2 seconds left, and 1 second per goal doesn't seem like it fits within the possibilities of Euclidean geometry, so we'll just have to give a pass to that, put the game in Boise State's column, and move on. But I like what I'm seeing from Cincinnati. A little note for the Broncos to be cautious moving forward. They shouldn't disrespect this team, or else we could see a rally come out against them. 5-3 in the Broncos' favor. Had a lead in overall shots on goal and ball control as well, so led in just about everything. And sitting left to me, spontaneously assembling here in the arena, I have my co-caster Dalamino. He just sometimes he just spontaneously appears, especially on April 1st.
I just kind of congregate here. You know, I just kind of was summoned into existence. I saw that you were up here alone. I was like, oh no, someone needs to do it. And I just formed myself, you know, to help you.
Good, because you can't teleport around the arena.
No. It's in a very limited capacity. But I did see that first game. I was a little concerned there at the beginning, and I mean, I saw a little bit of a comeback towards the end. A comeback is a bit of a stretch, but you could kind of see Cincinnati kind of reaching back, getting those goals, trying to even it back up. Albeit it wasn't enough, but I think it's something to note in these games going forward. I mean, overall, though, really good game. I mean, I think at its peak, it was like a 4-goal differential, so not that bad.
UC Bearcats had a pretty good season. Looks like they only really had 2 losses. One was to Drexel, and we know how much of a threat Drexel can be in Rocket League. It also looks like they took a loss in an earlier game, February 5th, to Central Michigan.
Right off the kickoff, Preston's going to try and get control of this ball. Now it's going to be Durtho. Frick in the air.
Woozy around the corner, trying to center it. Durtho ready to move in. Woozy clears out the goal with the demo onto side. Preston moves in, unable to get his shot on goal. Frick will be there with a pass to D-Hacks. Nice redirect off the backboard. Follow up almost into the Broncos' goal. The Broncos just walking away from that one. But that was impressive from Cincinnati Bearcats. That was picture perfect in terms of accuracy. They might go for another one here. Rolling it in, and Preston just locks him again.
That one was looking concerningly close. Woozy going to go with another attempt. Going to get around D-Hacks. Oh, and a little bit of a pass there to Durtho. There we have our players.
All lined up, calm, cool, and collected, but with how fast some of these shots have been going, especially with how much the Bearcats were pressuring them up 10 seconds ago. I'm not seeing any anxiety on their face. I would just be a mess up on that stage right now. Sai moving in, is going to have a shot blocked by Preston. Durtho looking over, has to juke it past all 3 players, won't be able to do that. Ball now pushed back into blue territory. Woozy takes it to mid. Durtho with the redirect back toward the goal. Sai will block it and corner it.
Durtho's going to send it up to Preston in the air, right back to Woozy, into the corner.
D-Hacks back over to the far side of the field. Preston will take it from there. Ball right in front of the goal. Frick trying to push it off to the side. Boise State has it.
And an opportunity.
Woozy just isn't able to shake it in. Are you kidding me? Just by a few pixels, but that ball needs to be all the way across the line for it to count. So Boise State will have to keep settling for their 1-goal lead. What we saw in game 1 with Cincinnati being able to spontaneously start a rally, that's cause for concern.
Ooh, close call there. Going to go for another attempt. It's going to be taken away by Durtho. Through the midfield. Sent all the way back by D-Hacks. D-Hacks just kind of seems to be the player right now. He's kind of everywhere at once. At least it's what I'm noticing.
He is the main offensive driver for the Bearcats, that's for sure. He was the one who got their 3 goals in round 1. Meanwhile, in round 2, we're halfway through and only 1 goal has been placed on the board. Make that to Preston. Over to Durtho. That's a nice bit of teamwork there. Durtho Calls it out for Preston, who just gets on the 50. The other player whipped a bit on that, so left it wide open for Boise State.
Right off the kickoff. A little bit of a demo there. Sees an opportunity, but Durtho is going to send that all the way back over to Cincinnati side. Potential shot, stopped by D-Hacks. It's going to get sent all the way back mid.
Lucy shot back to center, wide open goal. Preston capitalizes, and Boise State goes up to a 3-goal lead.
A little bit of a overcommit, we'll say. Calm, collected, no fear whatsoever in their eyes.
Also no joy, too, so I'm a little concerned about that, but we'll have to think about the psychology of all of this later. Right now, I can only bask in the 3-goal, maybe a 4-goal lead by the Broncos, because they're already pressuring up the Bearcats. Brick pass over to D-Hacks. Not be able to be center. Will be pushing Boise State's corner. Boise State quick on the counterattack. Back over to Bearcats. Ball toward the goal and just off the crossbar. Kind of snuck up on us. I thought that was going in the backboard, then the crossbar, then a part of me thought it might actually be a goal.
Looked like a dude-perfect trick shot.
Brick will try to keep this from being followed up by Boise State, but it's just not enough. Woozy finds it to make it a 4-goal lead now. Just in one of those awkward positions of not having forward momentum to work with, trying to elevate directly up, didn't find it.
And Woozy almost sees an opportunity. Sent up in the air, going to be stopped by D-Hacks. Whoa. 2-on-1. Once again back in D-Hacks position.
Sai takes it off to the side of the field. Really didn't have anyone to pass to, though. They're all kind of chasing after the ball after that play. Leaves Boise State some time to corral it back. Preston loses it midfield. Sai goes flying over it. 1 minute left in game 2. Boise State leading by 4 goals, which I would say is enough in my world to call it.
I don't.
There was a rally.
I don't have any type of argument to that. I mean, now, even since talking about it, now it's 40 seconds, so every second it just seems much more likely that Boise State is just going to take this second game home. And with the demo, just going to try some kind of consolation prize here for Cincinnati. Going to continue to go for it. You got to admire the tenacity.
No surprises, no black swan event for this game. I mean, it's already spring, so the geese are coming back, so I've had enough of waterfowl for them. So I just want to see nothing in that pond. Just let Boise State cruise on into victory, please. And that'll indeed be the case. Ending it with that 4-0 lead. Boise State hits their second notch on the overall match score. Now just 2 away from winning it all. You can see the statistics there. Huge lead in terms of shots on goal and ball control. It was really kind of competitive for the first half, though. I think it really was a thing of once that second goal was scored by the Broncos, then it slipped away from Cincinnati. But if the game is still within a 1-goal range, I really think that Cincinnati is a threat at any time.
No, absolutely true. I mean, we saw that in that first game especially. This one, obviously not as much, but in that first game, they were starting to bring it back. And when they were doing it really quick. It was just like a matter of playing against time itself, which is...
But you also mentioned that a big part of their offensive strategy is D-hacks, which means if your offensive strategy is based singularly around player, that puts an awful big target on that player's back for another team to disrupt.
And we saw that many times. There were so many disrupts that last game. I barely even noticed. It was just kind of like subconsciously in the back of my mind. I was like, oh, there's another demo. I couldn't even count how many there were. I think there was around like 7.
Boise State now moving back on over to a standard stadium arena. I hope you all had those Easter eggs in the sand. Just reminds me, I hope you all had a good Easter over the weekend.
Those are all the eggs that didn't get picked.
It was a beautiful day. I mean, it was bright and sunny.
Not bad, yeah,
I
it was
mean,
a
the
great
wind
day.
was blowing everything sideways, but other than that, it was a nice spring day. It will be an even nicer spring day if Boise State can win this in a clean sweep. We'll see how they continue on with that in Game 3. Right now, ball being pressured up towards Cincinnati's goal. Boise State already with cycle. D-Hacks ready to take the ball.
Ball just kind of stuck in this corner so far.
D-Hacks in an awkward position. He doesn't have too much boost to work with, but he does manage to push it all the way over into Boise State's defensive third. Sai gets one touch on the goal, but the ball is spiked up so high at such an angle he can't follow up. And Woozy taking it back toward the goal. D-Hacks stops it, gets his save. 2 saves already for Cincinnati. 2 shots on goal for Boise State, but the third will turn into a goal. Durtho finds it.
I mean, you see all 3 players there. One gets demoed, and just general technique takes out the other 2. That was a weird shot.
Yeah.
I don't know how it went that direction, but all right.
Boise State's not shaken. Woozy's already clearing out the goal, and Durtho just takes it in the most casual way. That's like...
He had to go to the grocery store.
Yeah. I mean, you'd think with the playoffs there would be just a little bit more pep in that step, but no, I guess the browsing at a clothing store strategy really worked out.
Yeah, just the scenic route.
It's the slow ball of
Yeah,
Rocket League.
exactly.
You change it up for them. Rick trying the same strategy, and he almost did it.
What if that's what the whole game was?
The new meta coming through right here in the playoffs.
Isn't that just entirely soccer, though? It's just, you just kind of have the ball right next to you at all times.
Center passes to... Oh, Woozy immediately gets the goal.
Very interesting
nice solo
shot.
play.
Yeah. And we're only a minute and 30 seconds in, and we already got a 3-goal differential once again.
Off into the crossbar side, trying to set it up. Frick is though way back on the field. He's in dead center. Not in a position to follow up, but also considering how many open goals they've left, I can understand why the Bearcats wouldn't want to overcommit. Boise State slowly pushing back up. Frick in center will be contested by Woozy. Good job of getting in his face. Preston elevates up, tries to pass it to a Bronco. Ball slowly going over toward the goal. Durtho finds it for a hat trick.
Cool as a cucumber. Didn't even have to acknowledge it.
3 minutes and a 4-goal lead for the Broncos. Ball centered, and D-Hacks almost gets it in. He had a great opportunity, but he just grazes the ball. And
that was really awkward positioning there once again, and with that, it seems like they're gonna kind of get a prime opportunity to go for it. Sai there at the last second, gonna knock it out of the way.
up Preston to Woozy, nice, able to play around the Bearcats. Not letting their shots get disrupted. D-Hacks with, oh, Boise State leads their first open goal of the match, and D-Hacks collects. Gotta make sure you don't leave yourself up to open to those kind of mistakes. Still have a 3-goal lead though, but plenty of time. We're only halfway through this game. Once D-Hacks got his first goal in game 1, he was on fire from then. So maybe all it takes is 1 goal, and D-Hacks finds another one, bounces off the left post, finds a way to get in there. Boise State, it's at such an angle. Durtho tries to go for it to save, but there's, he would have to drive all the way around the ball to the left, turn right, or flick right at the last moment to be able to get it. So. What did I tell you? 1 goal for D-Hacks, and then all of a sudden it's a different game.
Once they get that first little bit of momentum, they just kind of keep carrying it.
Once the well has been primed, you know, you're priming the pump.
Sai gonna try and get around Durtho. Not gonna work out.
Frick, pass back to mid. Preston intercepts. Frick takes it again, passes it to Sai up the right side of the field. Pass toward, nope, unable to center. Durtho back across midfield, place a shot to Woozy and a score in a classic 1-2 fashion. Nice teamwork, nice call out. Yeah, D-Hacks and Frick caught themselves in a little bit of a rotation conundrum. Both of them stayed on the same half of the field for so long. It really gave Cincinnati some sort of lopsided field presence.
And Dirt. Okay. All right. Can we talk about that one? Can we talk about that goal, please? That one was just... I can't even find the words to describe that one. Wow. The positioning, wow. I mean, and once again, I just think that was a slight bit of an overcommit because there was nobody else there except for Sai. And once he was able to get around him, he just found that perfect angle. And so now, once again, it is a full 4-goal differential.
High up in the air in the corner. Frick slowly moving back to center. Demo onto Durtho. They're making room for themselves, but Boise State has that goal pretty well covered. Preston will come in. Oh, but rotate out. Oh, D-Hacks almost had another opportunity. Could he have just been to that ball a few seconds earlier? He might have gotten a quick one into the goal. Off the crossbar. Follow-up flies over it, and another opportunity flies the Bearcats by. Now just less than a minute to go and a hefty 4-goal lead for the Broncos.
Time flying by with only 40 seconds remaining. It's starting to look pretty set in stone in terms of this round. Almost trying to turn it back. D-Hacks can try and take control of the ball.
Pressing off to the corner. Woozy unable. They'll wait for Durtho to try to center this back. Sai grounds it from Durtho's dribble. Frick, oh no, they push far up again, but it isn't the shot on goal. But still, now less than 10 seconds, still a 4-goal lead. Pretty confident in calling this one for the Broncos again. They'll get their 3rd win in the match. And have an opportunity to sweep this with a clean 4-0.
This is where it touches the ground now. This is... All right, we'll keep it going. Okay. Whew. Now, I know that there are many different strategies and game plans that teams go through, and it's points like these that I wonder, is one of them just like straight up going out of your way to demo people? Because Woozy, in one game alone, was able to get 5 demos.
It's demoing at the right moment. I'm noticing Boise State is demoing or going for demos only when their team is really in a position where they're pushing up, kind of having a blitz on the goal. Someone's already setting up a shot on goal, and they're just not demoing for the sake of it. Here you can see where Boise State is specifically in the match. You can see Boise State, Bearcats red. Whoever wins this could go up to face off against number 14 or 19. Cumberland and GVSU. We also got St. Clair in kind of the same neighborhood of the bracket and might face Boise State in the semis. Boise State now on to the match point. And a general update on a lot of how all the other matches have gone. We have not seen too many upsets here. A lot of these games have been going the way that you would expect. Akron Esports, a team that is ranked above Boise State. Remember, they were ranked 3rd out of 32, while Akron's ranked 2nd. They cleared those 4-0. Davenport 4-0. Harrisburg 4-1. A lot of these matches are really lopsided at once, so we haven't seen too many upsets, which could be good news for the Broncos, but they just got to keep the performance up for one more game to make that happen.
Well, I mean, when it's on match point, Cincinnati are going to kind of up on their, like, they got to give it their all at this point. They can't be losing any more games because they got no more games to lose. And just like that, we are already up 1 goal Boise State.
The bell is starting to toll for the Bearcats. They have only a few minutes to change their destiny. Start a reverse sweep to stay in the running. Remember, all of these lower-ranked teams have been in the LCQ to make it here, so they've been on a long, arduous road. Now they got to face one of the best teams to continue on their journey. Oh, a whole bunch of people going for that one at once. They all whip, so the ball keeps going toward Bearcats' goal. Re-attack, though, by Frick. The counterattack might be able to find a goal. D-Hacks passes to side and gets his shot blocked. Pushed over to the side by the Broncos.
With another shot off to the side, Frick not able to react to it in time. Woozy there is saving grace. Durtho gonna try. No, gonna be stopped by D-Hacks. Gonna get sent back to the mid lane again. It's just gonna be a little bit of a side to side, almost like a pendulum right now.
3 minutes, 25 seconds left in the match. Durtho places another one on the goal off the front post. Woozy follow up, blocked by D-Hacks. Back to center. Boise State rotate up too far. Woozy just able to get a touch on the ball to keep it away from Cincinnati. Buys their team enough time to get back and mount a defense. Now can they find a clear? Push another goal onto the Bearcats. Ball onto Boise State's goal, and no one's there. Cincinnati ties it up 1-1.
This game is far from over 3 minutes. Now that the goals have been evened up, Cincinnati, I mean, we've seen how they play before. Once they get that first goal, they kind of keep the ball rolling. But Preston's going to try and take control. Inside.
Oh, has possession and a pretty open goal at that, but didn't have the boost to outrun the Broncos, so he'll have his shot blocked. Durtho goes for the dribble, gets a double touch, dies in midfield. Preston voices one to the right, now to the left on the follow-up, doesn't find it. Boise State wanting to get back in the lead. We're now halfway through this match. We passed the 2-minute, 30-second mark, and Cincinnati places one onto the goal, just blocked by Preston. They're hungry. They want to start this reverse sweep.
Tried to pass it down, and with the demo, that goal's looking a little bit more open.
Yeah, but they're in such awkward positioning. No one can follow up. Durtho in a good rotation here to stop the clear, keeping it alive. Preston now Woozy rotating back to fill up on boost and be the defensive player. He stops the play side. Place another one back toward Boise State's goal. Two in the air, trying to go for it at the same time. Bit of a double commit by the Broncos, but they recover from it. This game, no doubt, the most competitive. Almost driven into the goal by Durtho, but Crossy coming in as the main player for the Bearcats, keeping this game alive and tied in one apiece.
Frick gonna send it to the other side. Goes up the wall. It's an awkward angle, though. D-Hack's gonna go for it again. Denied by Woozy. Ooh, Preston.
Oh boy. I mean, the shots on goal, if you're to look at the overall stats, Cincinnati has rallied up to 9 shots on goal and has surpassed Boise State with 6 shots on goal, so they're out shooting them 3-2. Pretty hefty margin, all things considered. Broncos hanging in there, but they've been struggling to mount an offense. Into the corner, Preston plays it off the wall. D-Hacks reads it, stops that. Durtho with a shot back down, but it's dead center back toward the goal. Straight line, Frisk is able to block it. Now we're back to midfield, ball up for grabs. Quick shot placed back toward Boise State by D-Hacks. Centers it, Frisk comes in for the follow-up, doesn't find it. Now Woozy around the corner, Sai looking over, unable to take it away. And Preston has to chase the ball back toward Boise State's goal. We might actually see some overtime. unless Boise State can score it in the last 10 seconds. Here we going into the first overtime of the match, and a very crucial one for the Bearcats. Although Frick, look at this.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought that dribble. I
thought so too. I saw the vision.
I saw the path.
That ball is going to go almost nowhere. Sent up the wall by Preston. Almost angled just right.
Preston just takes it in a complete solo dribble in overtime to end it right there. Nice 50 with D-Hack, sets him up for a goal. Frick just cannot adjust in time. GG's out, we are done, and Boise State moves on to the round of 16. They will face either Grand Valley State University or Cumberland University. Either ranked 14 or 19. Should still be a pretty easy match, you would think, for Boise State, but from then on out, if Boise State makes it to the semifinals, we've got some big names they could go up against.
Yeah.
We've got Ole Miss, which is beating Boise State. We got Ole
Akron.
Miss, St. Clair, Illinois State University. Very tough opponents for Boise State. So round of 16 could still be an easy match, but you're going to want to stay tuned throughout the rest of the NACE postseason, because Boise State, that championship still eludes them. They've got the NACE Star League Championship in Overwatch back a few years, but they haven't gotten it in Rocket League. But maybe this year is the year.
Maybe this year is the year, and maybe today is the day where it starts. Happy April Fool's Day. I hope you have a miserable day.
Thank you so much. I hope you have eternal pain and agony for the rest of your life. All right. Now, we will leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invite you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. They have a variety of jobs which offer a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Idaho Army National Guard has a lot of opening and details for you. You can go to iGuard Idaho on Instagram to reach out to them. You can work here, live here, and also serve here with Idaho Army National Guard. That'll do it for this match. Enjoy your top 5 plays. In the blue. And this is just a very clean rotation by Preston as the third man, making sure that clears do not have. Preston leaves it for Woozy. Woozy gets one touch on it. Now up the side of the wall. Nice demo by Preston to Frick on the front post. Follows up by Woozy with a shot.
Just right.
Preston just takes it in a complete solo dribble, and part of me thought it might actually be a goal.
Looked like a dude-perfect trick shot.
Frick will try to keep this from being followed up by Boise State, but it's just...
I don't know how it went that direction, but all right.
Boise State's not shaken. Woozy's already clearing out the goal, and Durkin just takes it in the most casual way.